Hello, it's Chef X-Line in the Digital Content Center here at News 9, and I just want to bring you up to date with where we are what we are situated here when it comes to severe weather today. It is a complex situation. The threat of severe weather exists this evening, but the big question is all this heavy rain that you see on the radar that we've been dealing with this morning. Will this hamper the severe weather threat later today? The ingredients are all there for severe thunderstorms, which could cause hail, high winds, and possibly even tornadoes across our area this evening. But it's not a slam dunk because of, again, the rain that's pulling through. It takes the atmosphere several hours to recover after heavy rain. So the worst case scenario for us would be this rain to be shutting off around noon, in which I do expect that to happen. But if the sun were to come out in full force, that could lead to our severe weather outbreak this evening. If it stays overcast throughout much of the afternoon, or you see some breaks of sun, that's a better case scenario for severe weather that limits the threat of severe weather come this evening. So that is the key part of the forecast that we'll be looking at here into the afternoon hours. Right now, a big concern is flooding. We've had a lot of rain over the past few days, so flooding is our initial concern. So I want to take a look here, and I can maybe make this full so you'll be able to see this a little better of the of what we're looking at when it comes to the potential for severe weather today and what we're looking at right now. Of course, it's a cloudy, rainy day across the area, and we've been dealing with not only the rain, but thunder and lightning, but nothing severe in nature when it comes to thunderstorms quite yet. You look at the alerts that are out there. Flood warnings have been in effect. These will expire at 11 a.m. They may get added in time, and this encompasses the entire area. So if you live near a stream or a creek, be on the lookout for rises along streams and creeks with the heavy rain that we experienced not only yesterday, but last night and into the first half of today. So this is going to be a concern through this evening. Now, the good news is after today, the threat of heavy rain will subside. There will be showers on and off the rest of the week, but nothing heavy after today. I did look at, caught something with the National Weather Service chat that they, they are coordinating with the Ohio River Forecast Center for some upward adjustments to river crest. So the whole time that we've been looking at the river forecast, and of course that's something that the river lags, right? You see rises on streams and creeks, and then several days later, such as maybe probably Thursday, that's when you'd see significant rises along the Ohio River. The Weather Service is working on coordinating with some of the latest information that's coming into them. So I would expect some increases with the next river update that'll be coming out later this morning. Maybe a big increase in some of those projected crests. So I'll have that information for you coming up on News 9 midday as it becomes available, but just want to give you a heads up from what I've seen. So streams and creeks in the near term, that is Bradley wants to know how much we are getting. I guess he means in terms of rain. Well, that question would be another inch or two on top of what you've already seen, and we'll get to that. Many places have already seen 1 to 3 inches of rain so far over the past couple of days. You look at the surface map right here, and when I show you, see the warm front, and that is indicative of it's 74 degrees in Charleston, West Virginia right now, while we're raining in 56. So what is going to happen is this warm front is going to lift towards the north, and as it does so, we are going to get into this very warm air mass, and that could help fuel the thunderstorms, especially too if the sun comes out. The sun comes out, that could lead to severe thunderstorms as we head into the evening hours. But that's the surface map right now. You can sort of see how that front is dividing winter to our north, where it's 42 in Chicago right now, and it's 74 in Charleston, West Virginia. So this is a classic April kind of a looking surface map, and it's a surface map that leads to severe weather outbreaks. Look at the next 5 days. Today should be the warmest day, and we should be able to salvage several hours this afternoon of dry weather before this evening storms can kick in, and that high temperature can make a run up towards that 70-degree mark. Now, if the sun comes out, we could get into the 70s. If it stays cloudy, maybe upper 60s, but we'll be pretty close to 70. Notice after today, it will be colder, And we will likely be seeing snowflakes around here mixing with the rain at times Thursday and Friday. As early as Thursday morning, you'll probably see snow showers. So that is classic April weather. So let's take a look at the satellite imagery. And I want to point out with the satellite imagery, one big factor here is you can make out where the clouds, of course, are, and that's indicating the white areas there. But you look over here towards Cincinnati. See that clearing that is taking place towards Cincinnati, the sun coming out? That's what I'm concerned about. If the sun comes out this afternoon, that can lead to the severe thunderstorm potential as we head into the evening hours of tonight. So Dennis saying hello from Paden City, and Anthony saying flooded all through Amsterdam. And Anthony, if you have any photos of the flooding or video, you could send them on into Chime In. Chime In lives on our WTOV9 app, so it's free to download. And you can get that to us, and we can share it along with our viewers. But if you have any pictures or videos, you could share it on into Chime In. But a heavy rain, flooding is a concern here, definitely through the. I'm just getting a new warning coming in. So I'm going to back up. Bear with me here. I'm going to back up to that flood warning map. That first one I showed you. Looks like we have a new flash flood warning coming in. But this does include, it looks like it's more so for Allegheny County in Pennsylvania. I was just checking out some of that, the new warning that was coming in, but it does look like it's across southwestern Pennsylvania. But yeah, there is flooding ongoing across the area. So again, what we're looking at now is the breaks of sun towards Cincinnati. So that moves on in for the second half of the day. Look out, we could have severe weather breaking out this evening. We'll get to that in a second. But there's a look at how much rain has fallen. Generally 1 to 3 inches of rain has fallen, and it continues to rain pretty hard in some areas right now. Number of lightning strikes over the past 10 minutes, about 30 over the past 10 minutes. And you can see a lot of those occurring across New Martinsville, Wetzel, and Tyler counties with some lightning strikes. Also a lightning strike occurring right now. And I could zoom up on that into Belmont County. Now, none of this is severe weather, but this is heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. St. Clairsville to Wheeling, it is raining pretty good. Good news up in Amsterdam. The rain will begin to wind down very shortly in Amsterdam. You can see it's getting a little bit lighter. The heavier intensity of the rain is the yellow and red, but you're still having a lot of water which is flowing off the hillsides and leading into flooding of poor drainage areas and low-lying areas. So there's a big picture of the radar. Again, this rain will wind down, expected to rain down towards midday today in many areas, and then those sunny breaks can develop this afternoon. We'll probably jump up into the 70s. Now we're going to talk about the risk of severe weather coming our way this evening. And let's see, I'm reading some of the comments. Where is the Ohio Valley in the severe risk for this afternoon and this evening? Sean wants to know that question, and I think this map, perfect timing, will answer your question. So the red denotes a moderate risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center, and that encompasses a lot of the area from about Caddis, St. Clairsville, Woodsfield on westward. Closer to the Ohio River and the northern panhandle of West Virginia, an enhanced risk of severe weather. So out of a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest risk of severe weather to 5 being the highest risk of severe weather, moderate is 4. So half of the area in a 4, the other half in a 3. But we'll break that down exactly. What does that mean when it comes to severe weather here in a second? But let's see. And a lot of people asking about different creeks. Creeks are rising in Adena, says Tina. Thank you for that report. And keep an eye on things. Thunder, New Martinsville. David reported that. And again, I showed you that thunder that was lightning that was occurring in New Martinsville with the radar not too long ago. So let's take a look at our severe weather outlook. The time frame locally, again, this is a sort of a zoomed up view of where Sean was asking, well, how does the Ohio Valley look when it comes to severe weather as we head towards this evening? Again, the time frame here is 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are all a possibility. The red areas, slightly a higher risk, but really everyone needs to be on guard and needs to be weather aware. If you haven't downloaded our Severe Weather Team 9 app, it will give you notifications. It will send you notifications when it's about the rain, when there's lightning within so many miles. It's a great app to have. And when any warnings come into place, it will give you the those warnings and watches based on your location, where you're at, if you're doing traveling or whatever. So it's a great app to have. And we update the forecast, the meteorologist here around the clock. A lot of the apps that you can download are computer generated forecasts, and no meteorologist has any input to them. That's why a lot of apps meteorologists like to refer to as crap apps. But our Severe Weather Team 9 app is a very reliable app. I use it myself, and download it if you can. It'll keep your family safe. Now, especially if we have tornado warnings, just a reminder, a watch means ingredients are there. And yes, the ingredients are there today for severe weather. A warning means it's imminent or it's already occurring. So if a tornado warning is issued for your location, this is a good time right now to discuss with your family, know your safe place, where to go. To a basement. If you don't have a basement, an interior room is a great place to go as well. So these are things to discuss now. So if a tornado warning hits, you're not like, well, okay, what do we do now? What do we do? Don't worry about opening windows or anything like that. You just get into a secure place, a low-lying place, such as a basement is your safest place. If you don't have a basement, get into an interior room. So this would be for later on today when it comes to the severe weather risk into the evening hours. And again, a lot is dependent here on what is going to happen when it comes to the afternoon. The sunny breaks develop in which it looks like, based on that satellite data, with the clearing sun coming out in the Cincinnati. If we get several hours of sunshine this afternoon, that can cause destabilization of the atmosphere. All the ingredients are there, and it's almost like somebody lighting, you have a bunch of gas and somebody just taking a match and lighting it. Poof, you're going to get storms to develop rapidly. So here's your severe weather risk. Now, this is the probability of a tornado, high wind, damaging winds, and destructive hail within 25 miles of a point. Now, you may be saying, what, only a 15% chance of a tornado? That seems pretty low. Well, keep in mind, most days our risk of a tornado is 0. So if I were to tell you that you have a 15% chance, a higher chance of winning the lottery today, I bet you would buy a ticket, right? Because you have a 15% better chance than normal days. Well, I use that analogy because we have a better chance today because all the ingredients are there. That's why, you should take action, stay weather aware throughout the day today, and know your plan. And just in case anything happens as we head into the evening hours, it's always better to prepare for the worst case scenario and hope for the best when it comes to severe weather. A lot of people were talking about the rain and the thunder. Now let's see. Here's a great question. If a tornado starts in Ohio, can it technically come across the river to West Virginia? Yes, it can. Tornadoes cross rivers. There are a lot of myths out there when it comes to tornadoes. A lot of people think that tornadoes can't happen here because we have hills. That's a myth. Tornadoes can happen here. Tornadoes can go up mountainsides. I've seen it before. Tornadoes can cross rivers. A lot of people think that can't happen, but it can. Now, having said all this, is everybody going to see a tornado? No. I hope nobody in our area sees a tornado. I'm just saying that there are heightened chances today when it comes to severe weather. So these are some of our severe weather risk, not only tornadoes, but hail and high winds. Now, this is one particular model that I'm going to show you, and it's showing the heavy rain that's across the area this morning. Now, watch as we head towards midday into the afternoon. See how that disappears? Then if the sun comes out, there's our break this afternoon. Temperatures can jump up to around 70 or so. It's into the evening hours. This is where we'll have to be on guard. See, 6 o'clock on through about 9 o'clock this evening, maybe even a little bit later than that. This is that next round of thunderstorms that can contain severe weather. Hail, high winds, and the potential for tornadoes with that next round coming our way. So we have the heavy rain now. We get the break this afternoon, and that break is going to be the key part of this forecast. Does it stay cloudy? If it does, that next round of storms will likely not be as robust. The sun comes out for several hours, there's a good chance that the next round of storms will be robust into the evening hours. So then we'll let this play out here into the late evening towards 11 o'clock. After 10, 11 o'clock, I would think our severe weather threat would begin to subside, and we're going to see our temperatures drop off as we head into the next few days. After the next couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, any rain that falls will be light, so we're not going to be worried about any additional flooding of streams and creeks, excuse me. What we will be concerned about is the Ohio River, where it will be cresting. Again, if you just joining me at the beginning of this, I did receive some word that the National Weather Service is coordinating with the Ohio River Forecast Center, and they are expecting some increases along the Ohio River when it comes to the next forecast, which will be out here in a little bit later this morning. So as soon as I get that information, I will pass it along to you. And again, we have a newscast on News 9 midday that I will bring you that updated information. Now, river forecasts tend to fluctuate, as we all know, but it looks like, based on some of the latest data, now that we're getting rainfall into the models that project these river forecasts, they are going up as we're getting more and more rainfall. So that's something to watch out for Thursday into Friday of this week. Also, there can be some snow showers around later this week, mixed in with the rain showers as it gets chilly. If you're looking for the solar eclipse coming our way, you're going to have to really head north of the area to see totality anyhow. But Monday will feature increasing clouds. That's not good news. But next week overall is looking a lot better, at least through much of the week compared to this week. This week is just kind of a clunker of a week here. After today, our severe weather threat lowers, but it's going to be on and off showery kind of conditions, chilly weather, and even some snowflakes mixed in at times with those showers into Thursday and Friday. So a lot of people are talking about, I could put up the radar here again for everyone. And a lot of people I see are commenting on the streams and the creeks. Let's see. Andrea, this is a good question. Andrea says, Jeff, are there chances of a tornado higher in a valley or up on the hills? I would say really anywhere. Tornadoes can occur anywhere. They have occurred. There's not one place that favors another. I think a lot of people get that idea that tornadoes can't happen on mountainous areas or hills, even though they do, because where do most tornadoes occur? In the plains, where Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. If you've ever been to any of those three states, it's incredibly flat there. So I think that's where that sort of misnomer comes from. It's flat there, tornadoes happen there. That's why tornadoes happen. That just happens to be where a lot of these ingredients come together, and it's called Tornado Alley for that reason, but it's not so much geography. Now, mountains do play some role with our weather. If you get the winds coming down the mountains off to our east, downsloping, that can dry out lower levels of the atmosphere. So they have some effect, but tornadoes can occur anywhere, no matter where you're at. So that's a good question. Why will the sun make it worse? Well, that's a good question too. Well, the sun will destabilize the atmosphere. Think about when you're boiling water. Maybe just boiled some Easter eggs this past weekend, right? You get that water boiling. You need to heat. How does convection? Convection occurs when you heat the pot with your flame or your burner, right? And then you see all that water bubble up. That's convection. So we need the sun to heat the surface, and then the air will start to bubble up and form these strong cumulonimbus clouds. If you don't have that, you don't have the sun, you're missing that one of those big key ingredients there when it comes to severe weather. So that's why you sort of root for these situations. You root for clouds to linger this afternoon. You don't want the sun to come out. But I could show you here, and that's a live look at the radar again. The lightning's starting to wind down across the area. The heaviest rain is in these areas right here, as you can see. And what we're going to see happen is this heavy rain, and I can move on to the next one, will start to move away as we head towards noon or early afternoon. This is going to start to move out of the area. The key is going to be how fast can the air mass destabilize. So see the sun that's coming out across western Ohio and how it's racing our way. This is going to be the key part of the forecast. The sooner the rain gets out of here and the sooner the clouds break into the afternoon, there's a higher risk of severe weather. So that's something that we're watching. And I'm just based on that satellite imagery that I'm looking at right now, it doesn't look all that good because that clearing line tends to be racing in this direction. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. Let's see here. Mandy was asking about the North Pole shifted above Russia. Does that mean tornado? I don't believe that has anything to do with tornado alley shifting, but it is an interesting point to bring up that the state of Ohio has picked up more tornadoes. At least last check, I haven't checked lately, but a week or so ago, they had the state of Ohio had more tornadoes than all of Tornado Alley combined, Kansas, Texas, and Oklahoma. And I think the big contributor there is our warming climate. Our climate keeps on getting warmer, and that is leading to more of a shift northward that we've been seeing in tornadoes. But that's a good point. Safe travels to everyone. As someone who's traveling, I guess I'm not sure I missed that point there. And I see the creeks are rising in Toronto. Yeah, creeks are rising pretty much everywhere with all this heavy rain that we have been experiencing. So the near term, again, if you are just tuning in, just want a little recap. The near term concern is flooding. The flooding that is, the rising streams and creeks from all this heavy rainfall. Flood warnings are in effect until 11 a.m. That's probably going to get expanded. And flood watches everywhere through this evening. I was just going to check in to see if there are any more updates that I can give you here in terms of the severe weather. I'm gonna take a look at this a little further. It's hard to do this and talk at the same time. But so flooding a concern now. I anticipate a break into the afternoon hours. The sun can come out. Warm front lifts to the north. So see how, look at Charleston, West Virginia right now, 74. That warm front's about to go through Cincinnati as well. Their temperatures are going to jump. We could see 70 or better this afternoon, especially if the sun comes out. And if we get into that warm, humid air mass, look out. There can be strong to severe storms this evening. Especially as we head into the 6 to 10, 6 to 9, somewhere around that time frame window to be weather aware for the potential for severe weather. We are under a moderate risk of severe weather, at least from about Caddis to St. Clairsville and Woodsfield points west, further east along the Ohio River, and under an enhanced risk of severe weather. Regardless to say, we need to be on the lookout this evening, no matter if you're in the moderate or enhanced. Severe weather doesn't, it's not like it's going to hit that line and then fall apart. But you do get an idea that the further you get towards the east here, east of Pittsburgh, the threat of severe weather lessens. The further you get into our area and west, the threat of severe weather is higher. So we will keep you updated throughout the day. I will have that updated forecast for you coming up on News 9 midday. What time will the storms reach our area? Again, that time frame after 6 o'clock, Rachel wants to know, is when will the storms hit the area. But coming up on News 9 midday, I'm going to look at some new data that is coming on in. There's a better idea for you when it comes to answering that question, Rachel. And I'm also going to look at the latest river information that is going to be coming in to us, because based on from what I was seeing, we do expect some rises along the Ohio River now. In fact, I'm just looking at this right now, some of this information coming in. This may be some, but the river that looked like it was going to stay below flood stage later this week, that may be changing. In fact, there are right now coming out Wednesday night into Friday morning, there are flood watches going up for the Ohio River as we speak. So I'm going to look at some of that new information as it's coming in, but that is sort of some breaking news right now from the Weather Center, is that flood watches are being issued along the Ohio River for late Wednesday night through Friday. And this includes all locations up and down the Ohio River. So I will have the latest forecast when it comes to how high it's expected to crest as we get into News 9 midday. I'll bring you that information, as I am just literally receiving this information right now. But it looks like from late Wednesday, Thursday morning into early Friday is when there can be flooding along the Ohio River, based on the latest information that is coming in, based on a higher forecast than what was just out yesterday. So a lot to talk about, and will join us for News 9 midday for the updates, and I'll see you then. And we'll also keep you updated here on social media as we can throughout the day. Meteorologist Amanda Verrier will be in here this afternoon, along with Nathan Schott into the evening hours, and they'll keep you up to date, digital, online as well. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on News 9 midday. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe.